So let's talk about how these people who attacked the Capitol on January 6th are getting locked up one after another, and they are virtually all providing information that incriminates Donald Trump. You know, a criminal case is undeniably being built against Donald Trump, and that is as it should be, because justice matters. Hey all, Glenn Kirshner here. So there have been some good developments in the criminal cases that the prosecutors are bringing against the insurrectionists, against the people who actually attacked the Capitol on January 6th. What are those good developments? Well, these insurrectionists, now defendants, are providing the prosecutors with evidence that directly incriminates Donald Trump. Here is how that was reported out today by the Philadelphia Inquirer. Headline: the quote, "Blame Trump defense in Capitol riot looks like a long shot." And here's how that article begins. The quote, "Trump made me do it" defense is already looking like a long shot. Facing damning evidence in the deadly Capitol siege last month, including social media posts flaunting their actions, rioters are arguing in court that they were following then-President Donald Trump's instructions on January 6th. But the legal strategy has already been shot down by at least one judge, and experts believe the argument is not likely to get anyone off the hook for the insurrection, where 5 people died, including a police officer. And here's what Judge Beryl Howell was quoted as saying, quote, "This purported defense, if recognized, would undermine the rule of law, because then, just like a king or a dictator, the president could dictate what is illegal and what isn't in this country," U.S. District Judge Beryl Howell said recently in ordering pretrial detention of William Chesterman, a suspected member of the Kansas City area chapter of the Proud Boys. And Judge Howell added, quote, "And that is not how we operate here," close quote. I guess here, right matters. So folks, Donald Trump told me to do it is not a defense. I spent 30 years as a prosecutor in courtrooms, first military and then civilian, both local and federal. There are lots of defenses available to somebody who has been charged with a crime. You can raise self-defense. You can raise alibi. You can raise duress. You can go with a straight reasonable doubt defense. The government can't prove my guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. What you can't do is claim Donald Trump told me to commit the crime. That's not a legal defense, any more than it would be if somebody robbed a bank because Donald Trump said, "Hey, I think that bank stole your money. Go in there and take your money back. Fight, fight, fight. Stop the steal." Wouldn't be a defense to bank robbery. It's not a defense to the attack on the U.S. Capitol that Donald Trump told me to do it. But you know what it is? And this is sweet, folks. Every insurrectionist who tells the prosecutors, "Yeah, I did it, but I only did it because Donald Trump told me to," that evidence directly incriminates Donald Trump. Why? Well, we have to assess Donald Trump's liability by asking ourselves one important question. What were the natural and probable consequences of Donald Trump's words on January 6th and frankly in the run-up to January 6th What did Donald Trump intend by those words? Well, when you tell an angry mob, your vote was stolen from you, your election was stolen from you, your president is being stolen from you in that building up the street, get up there and fight, 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 and stop what is going on in that building. Stop members of Congress from stealing your vote, your election, your president from you. And then, when the angry mob executes your command, your directive, your instructions to the letter, and then when they get arrested, they say, yeah, I did it because Donald Trump told me to, all of that evidence directly incriminates Donald Trump for what his supporters, his angry mob, did at the Capitol on January 6th at his direction. And folks, violence at the Capitol that day wasn't just inevitable, it was intended by Donald Trump. It was orchestrated by Donald Trump. It was inspired by Donald Trump. It was incited by Donald Trump. And as I was reading today's Philadelphia Inquirer article, I came across something of a surprise. A friend of mine named Jonathan Zucker, a career criminal defense attorney in Washington, D.C., against whom I handled murder cases for decades. He is one heck of a fine defense attorney and a really good man. I saw that he was appointed to represent one of the insurrectionists, and he made some statements that were quoted by the Philadelphia Inquirer. And I want to read what this defense attorney, John Zucker, said in furtherance of his representation of one of the Proud Boys, a defendant named Dominic Pizzola. Here's how the article reads. A lawyer, John Zucker, for Dominic Pizzola, another suspected Proud Boy, said he, quote, acted out of the delusional belief that he was a patriot protecting his country. Defense attorney Jonathan Zucker described Pizzola as one of millions of Americans who were misled by the president's description. John Zucker goes on to add, many of those who heeded his, Donald Trump's, call will be spending substantial portions, if not the remainder of their lives, in prison as a consequence, Zucker wrote. Meanwhile, Donald Trump resumes his life of luxury and privilege. Well, at the moment, Donald Trump has resumed his life of luxury and privilege while all of his supporters, his foot soldiers, get locked up one after another, as Jonathan Zucker said, many of them will spend most or all of their lives in prison as a result of listening to Donald Trump's lies and acting on them. But I believe in my heart that a fair, just, righteous Department of Justice, soon to be headed up by Merrick Garland, will not prosecute, convict, and imprison only the foot soldiers that were deceived by Donald Trump in, attacking the Capitol to stop a steal that never occurred in the first place. I do not believe the United States Department of Justice will prosecute all of the foot soldiers and not prosecute the general who commanded those foot soldiers, the general who gave the order, the directive, the command to get down there and stop what's going on in that building. I just cannot believe we have a Department of Justice that will let Donald Trump, the big fish, continue to swim free in the warm waters of Florida, plotting his next crime, his next abuse of the American people, his next, attempt to undermine our democracy. I don't believe that will happen. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before in my life, but I believe Merrick Garland's Department of Justice is building a case against Donald Trump and will hold him accountable. Because here, justice matters.